Okay, so we're gonna explain what these materials are first. This is a Know Your Rights. I like this because it goes on your door, okay? So when you put it inside your door, that way whoever is answering the door will see this right away. It's like a cheat sheet. You don't need to say, hold on 1 second, let me open the thing in my phone, and then all of a sudden we don't know where it is, right? So this will go on your door when you're at home, okay? Inside the door. And it's in English and Spanish. I'm assuming the English side is for everyone here. And so this, you can, if ICE knocks on your door. So does anyone here own a business, like a shop or a gas station or anything like that? No. Okay, so your homes are private places, and a place like this, this area is in the front is public. And then there needs to be a sign that says private, and then legally that section after that. And the sign has to be like, if there's a barrier, like here there's doors, this section inside will be private, okay? If your home is automatically private because it's your home. So your home, do not let ICE come in ever, okay? Have this community in Albany Park, have you all interacted? Has ICE been coming around, or have you seen them, or anyone seen them or anything like that? Yeah?
Media?
Of course it's in the media, yeah. They have come in the area. Yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah. I was in Devon last Friday doing this, and they've also been ICE has been coming there as well. So they're targeting the Desi and the Muslim communities. So it's really important, I'm so glad you're all here, because it's really important that we all know what our rights are, okay? So this is, you have the right to remain silent when questioned or arrested. So if ICE comes, you tell them, I'm not speaking to you without my lawyer, okay? You can, if you remember one thing from today, that's it, okay? Can you repeat it? I'm not speaking to you without my lawyer.
And I'll just say one thing in between. If ICE approaches you either at your home or your business or really anywhere, don't even open the door.
Can you speak up?
Yeah, sure. If ICE approaches you at home or at your business or anywhere, I would not open the door. I would ask them for a warrant, a judicial warrant,
Yeah.
and slide it over the door.
We're gonna go through the steps. Yeah, sorry. So the second thing here is if ICE knocks on your door, okay? So if ICE knocks on your door, through the door, you're not gonna open the door. Through the door, you're gonna say, do you have a warrant? Okay? Can you all say that? Do you have a warrant? I know it sounds silly, but saying it sometimes help us remember it. So you say, do you have a warrant? If they say yes, say slide it under the door. If the door has something down here where it doesn't open, then you're gonna open the door a crack, tiny bit, and grab it. They cannot come inside. And don't let them see anything behind you. If you do crack the door open, step so that you're in the way, so that they can only see you, they can't see your home, okay? That's really important. So if they have a warrant, if they say, yes, we have a warrant, then let them slide it under the door, okay? Now, if they have a warrant, you have to check if it's real or not real. ICE is not our friends, don't help ICE. ICE is sometimes tricking people with fake warrants, okay? Can you pass some of these around to the people who just came? Thank you. Just that is fine for now. Hi.
How are you?
Good, thanks, how are you?
Okay.
Do you want to do a quick intro?
Yes, I'm Rossana Rodriguez. I am the Alderwoman of the 33rd Ward, so happy to be here with you all. So happy to have this mosque in the ward. We really want to make sure that everybody's safe. So we're doing everything that we can to bring you information that hopefully you can also spread to your neighbors and to everybody that you know, so we can keep each other safe.
Thank you. My intro, I'm Kinza. I'm a lawyer. I'm not necessarily an immigration lawyer. I do some family law and some other stuff, but some immigration and some civil rights. And I've been doing these presentations recently, did one last week in Devon. So we're happy to just, to hopefully have you learn this and then spread it to more people in the community. You want to do your intro too?
Yeah, sure. My name is Shana. I'm a staff attorney at CAIR-Chicago. I practice civil rights, immigration.
Okay. Okay, so we were discussing this. This is like a cheat sheet, okay? So if you interact with ICE anywhere, including your workplace, you're gonna stay silent. If they come to your home, you're gonna ask them for a warrant. You're not gonna open the door, right? Now, if they give you a warrant, you have to tell if it's fake or real, okay? The real one will have the judge's signature, okay? If it's signed, you have to see the word judge. If it's signed and it says immigration officer, that's not a real warrant, okay? Don't let them trick you, okay? On the top, it will say court. If it's district court, if it's signed, and then it will have a judge's signature. If it says Office of Immigration or something like that, office is not enough. You need court.
District court.
Yeah, and the signature should be from a judge, not an immigration officer, not an officer, but a judge, okay? So you're gonna check for those things to make sure. And you can say, hold on, I'm reading the warrant, okay? Most of the time, nowadays, they're not real warrants. So it's very important to know how to check if it's real or fake, okay? If it's real, then it will also have what the person's name, who they can talk to, and only that person, if it's real. Now, small chance that it will be real, right? More likely it will be fake. But if it's real, small chance, then only the person who's written on the warrant, if it's a warrant to arrest somebody, should leave the home to go and talk to them. And that person should also say, I'm not talking to without my lawyer. And then you call CAIR, or you call a local, we'll tell you about those resources too. The green cards, whoever has the green cards, can you pass these out too? These have the hotline. You should call the hotline if anyone's arrested or detained, okay? So keep those with you. Those you can cut out the card portion and put it in your wallet. Okay, that way you don't have to look through your phone. Sometimes they take your phone, so you're not gonna necessarily have your phone. If you have the card in your wallet, that's the best idea, okay? And you can also take a picture of it, send it to your group chats, tell them to print it out, and you can make little paper cards, they can print it out as well, okay? So if they have a warrant to arrest somebody, a real warrant, remember, if they have a real warrant to arrest somebody, then that person has to come out of the home. Don't let them inside your home. If you have a business, and if they come to the business, even if let's say you're eating on a restaurant and they come in, you can also do this because now you know, you're aware of your rights. And the front part of that business might be public, but once you hit these doors or a small barrier, or even, the banks, they have like a glass, even glass counts as a barrier. And then after that becomes private, and you should have a sign that says private. It seems, arbitrary, it seems like not that important, but private legally has a different meaning. Once something is private, they cannot come. If they come, any evidence they collect, anything they can do after that doesn't count. It won't help them, it will help you. So sometimes, even if they violate these rules, even if they come after you tell them not to come, you should still enforce your rights. You should still say, I'm not talking, because what you're doing is you're helping your later case. Does that make sense?
And we have signs that says that the space that you're in is a private space. If you're interested in those signs, we can definitely bring some here to the mosque so that they're available for people to take, either people who have businesses, or you can put it in your own house, right? So
Yeah.
if you're interested in those, we can definitely bring them and have them available.
Yeah, great, thank you. And you can always say, hold on, and look at this, and read this, okay? Now, if you think you see ICE in your area, there's a hotline, a family support hotline that's on these green cards, okay? If you didn't get one, come up after, and you should take 3 things. One is this that I'm holding, one is the green card, and one is these.
That's from the CTU for parents, students.
Parents, okay, perfect.
Students, yeah.
Perfect, thank you. So you can collect these 3 things, okay? So you should call for your hotline, even if they didn't come to you specifically. If you see them near the masjid, or you see them near the school, or you see them in your own neighborhood, it's good to call the hotline and just inform them, because then they're going to be keeping an eye, and they might send some of their the ICER advocates and lawyers to come and just make sure that things are okay, to protect the community. Okay?
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
When you call that hotline, the tip is going to go to the rapid response teams. Here in the Northwest side, we have an incredibly robust rapid response team that we put together before Trump got into office. We knew what was coming. We had a town hall, we had like 500 people come, and we started a rapid response network that covers all of the Northwest Side, Albany Park included, but also Logan Square, Benmore, Cragen, Hermosa, Humboldt Park, like all of these neighborhoods are covered by our team. When a tip comes, it comes to us, and there is a dedicated group of volunteers that go verify, follow up, checks license plates, share evidence of what happened, and makes contact with the people impacted so that we can provide support. You are more than welcome to always call the hotline, and we are going to respond here in the Northwest Side. But for awareness, it is a volunteer effort that has been put together by progressive electeds in the Northwest Side and a lot of really good people that really care about their neighbors.
Thank you. So if you see ICE in your area, you're gonna do what we talked about. You should also record with your phone if you feel okay doing that. The reason is because ICE gets scared when there's filming and attention on them. They get scared because if they know they're doing something wrong, which nowadays kidnapping children and all the way that they're acting is wrong, they know that and they get scared when they see you recording. So it would be a very effective tactic, just record. You don't get in the middle. So you're not allowed to, if they're arresting somebody, you're not allowed to get in the middle. If you have the whistle, so these whistle kits, there are some whistles up here you can take. If you do 3 times short, like deet, 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 that short 3 times, that is for ICE is approaching, okay? If you do 1 long one, that is you're warning people that ICE is taking someone, okay? And you can take these whistles if you would like, they're over here. There's some over here. There's more as well. If you need more and you run out, you can contact the Alderwoman's office and I can provide some to you. Or you guys probably have some. Even if you're a citizen, it's risky right now. It's not just, even if, let's say I'm a citizen and if ICE comes to me, I'm not gonna talk to them. I will say I'm not talking to without my lawyer. I'm not even gonna tell them I'm a citizen. Don't give them any information. Right? I think sometimes we want to cooperate with the police and ICE sometimes we think that they're gonna, then they'll help us. Nowadays, that does not seem to be the case, unfortunately. Okay? So sometimes if you do see ICE, calling the police is not gonna guarantee that you will be protected by the police. Okay? So that's not gonna be helpful, unfortunately. Sometimes nowadays, they're doing early morning home visits. They know that you're home. And even if let's say someone comes to your door, ICE comes to your door, you say, do you have a warrant? They say yes, they give you a fake warrant. You say, no, you don't have a warrant. You're not allowed to come in. I'll call you back with my lawyer. You can slide your card under the door. That's an option that you have. You can say, my lawyer will call you. Like, I'm not speaking to you without my lawyer. That's what you should remember. If they say, where is your brother, Ali? I'm gonna make up someone. They're gonna say, where's your brother, Ali? Don't give them any information. Don't tell them he's not home. Then they're gonna go look for him. Don't tell them he is home. Don't tell them anything. Say, I'm not speaking without my lawyer. If they say, do you know where Ali went? Don't give them any information about where anybody, do not help ICE. Okay, they might even try to say, oh, don't worry, you won't be in trouble. Don't believe anything they say. I'm so sorry. I'm ruining everyone's trust in humanity, I know. But we cannot believe what they say. Okay? There's enough recent incidents where they have fooled people, and that's the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying right now. Okay? Sometimes they pretend to be the police or FBI. Ask them for proof. They need to show you their proof. They need to show you their ID, their badge number, something. Okay? Sometimes they arrest you during a raid, collateral arrests. They just arrest everybody. Okay? So if ICE stops you, this is what you do. So if ICE stops you, let's say, I'm walking down the street and ICE says, hey, and they say my name. They already know my name because they've already stalked me on social media and they already, it's not surprising, right? They might know my name. They say, hey, we want to ask you a few questions. The first thing I say is, am I being detained? Am I free to go? Actually, no. The first thing is, am I free to go? If you're free to go, if they say yes, you're free to go, I leave. Bus, no more. If they say no, You're not free to go. We just want to talk to you. They might even not answer the question. It's a yes or no question, right? Am I free to go? Yes or no. They might not say yes or no. They might say, we just want to ask you a few questions. Don't worry, you're not in trouble. They might say something like that. I say, am I being detained? Can y'all say that? Am I being detained? Practice? Okay. I know it sounds silly, but this is how I memorize them, because I kept saying it. Then you say, do you have a warrant? If they try to search you. Now, we talked about arrest warrant for somebody. There's another type of warrant called search warrant. Does anyone know what a search warrant is? When they want to search your home or your car. Same thing. They have to show you the warrant. It has to be signed by the judge. It has to be from a court, not the immigration office. Okay? Same thing. Judge's signature. If that's not there, it's not a real search warrant. Sometimes, let's say you're driving and you're on a red light and they pull you over. Sometimes the ICE cars, vans will have like lights. They look like a police officer, like an undercover officer. Let's say the police pulls you over and then ICE comes and then they also start harassing you and now you have both of them behind you, It's possible. If they say we want to search your car, you say you don't have consent. I do not consent to search of yourself or of the car, okay? Now you say if they search your car anyway, if they forcefully search your car, start filming them and say out loud, you do not have consent to search. If they, like we said, if they don't listen to you, if they keep doing that anyway without your permission, it's okay, you let them do it. You just keep saying you don't have consent. I know it seems silly because they've already broken your rule. They're already searching, right? But it's important because then later your case will be very helpful because you can say to the lawyer later that I already told them they don't have consent and they did it anyway. They can get in trouble for that later. Or anything they found in your car during that time, they might not be able to use then because it was illegally obtained. Does that make sense? Yes. I know it's a little bit tricky. It takes some getting used to. Okay. Sometimes they gain consent through deception, meaning they trick you. Okay? Sometimes they trick you and then they get your consent that way. Okay? So they'll say, oh, is it okay if I just, I'm just going to look through the window. Is that okay? You say no. Don't say yes to anything because they might say that that was consent. And here's the thing. Of course someone can see through the window of the car unless you have tinted windows, right? Of course someone can see through you can be like, yeah, go ahead. That would be my natural response, right? Go ahead. You can see anyway. You're already looking through the window. But you have to say no. It's weird. It's not really intuitive, right? So that's why we want to make sure that you know. So they might try to be like, would you rather have me talk to you or your brother? Your brother Ali, right? This made-up brother that we made up. They might say, do you want us to talk to you or your brother? And you don't want them, or do you want us to go after your kids or talk to you? They might say something to, recently in, I think it was in the suburbs, in the west suburbs, ICE was following a woman when she was dropping off her kids to Islamic school. And then after that, they followed her, they pulled her over. CAIR got this case. They pulled her over, they said, you have to talk to us. If you don't, we know where your children go to school, we'll go get them. These are threats, right? These are very, very big threats. Don't give your consent, say, my lawyer will call you. Even if you don't have a lawyer. They might say, do you even have a lawyer? You say, my lawyer will call you. Don't even answer their questions, okay? We're gonna turn up our guard when we see ICE. We don't want to be their friends, and they will try to lower your guard. They will try to trick you, okay? We ignore that. We know what they're doing. We know their tactics, okay? So far, any questions? We're going through a lot of good information. If you witness ICE, so let's say you're seeing it's happening on that block over there. We're not allowed to interfere. We're not allowed to get in the middle, preventing them from arresting the person. Don't do that. You can film, like we talked about. You can also, when you do film, try to get if they have a badge, which they're supposed to, but who knows what they're actually doing, but that is a rule, they have to have a badge. Try to get their badge if you can. If you're close enough to zoom in on their name or their badge. Try to get any their faces, if they are showing their faces, which they're supposed to do, but who knows. Their vehicle, their license plates on their vans or their cars, because that will be very helpful. And the date and time and location, right? Sometimes when we film on our phones, it already has the location, or the photo will have the location. But if you can quickly just write it down real quick, or just try to note the time. What was the time? What's the date? Just write that down real quick. If you witness somebody else getting arrested by ICE, the best way that you can help is if they have another person, a family member or a relative or something nearby who's with them, ask them for their name and date of birth. Okay? Because later that's going to help when, if you call this hotline number, then knowing their name and date of birth can help those people, especially the lawyers, identify and find them and see where they're being held. Okay? And try to get them back. Okay?
Can I say
Yeah.
one important thing about that too? Our Congresswoman, Delia Ramirez, has a process. If you know of people that are undocumented, it would be really great for people to be proactive in filling out a form with the Congresswoman office, because if something happens, they already have their information and they can be way quicker in their response to find them and to figure out what is needed in that moment, if it's legal aid or if it's something else. So getting in touch with the Congresswoman's office to protect people proactively is a really good idea right now.
Yeah.
Is it on their website?
That's what I was just gonna ask.
You can come through our office. We are doing the process with them because you have to manually fill it out, and you cannot sign it. You have to sign it when it's time, because it's supposed to only last 30 days once you fill it out. So we just need to have all your information in that sheet, so that if it's needed, they already have it. But you can do that through our office.
Oh, do you have any online or anything?
I don't know if the form is online. You are welcome to just send us an email and we'll start the process with you.
Okay, yeah, so we can broadcast the rest of it.
No problem.
Yeah, if there's a flyer or like a card of your offices.
I can leave cards here.
Sure. Maybe then the address, people will be able to take.
So just making sure in case somebody does ask, say I'm undocumented, right? And if I want to put myself on this list at the Congresswoman's office or your office, I come to your location and sign myself up, and then that information stays with you for 30 days.
The only thing that we want is for you to put the information on the sheet and not sign it. If you sign it, it only lasts, your signature in that sheet is only going to last 30 days, right? But if you don't sign it, then you can sign it at the moment that it's needed, but the information is already there and they can start working on it. Does that make sense?
So
I'm gonna leave my cards here.
The only thing that does is it helps expedite the process. If I get detained,
Yes.
and somebody in my family or friend knows that I'm detained, and they come to you, it'll help you guys locate
Yes.
things a lot quicker than...
Yes, and because it's federal immigration enforcement, we need our Congresswoman to do that. As a local elected official, I can't really do that, but her office can. Right? So her team will be really quick in doing that. We just want to be proactive about having the information.
Don't be surprised if this warm swaps by your office.
Yeah.
Field trip. A question?
Yeah, I had a specific question, and this is pertaining to U.S. citizens, right? So your advice is, if you get stopped, don't say anything. But that's contrary to some of the other things that we're hearing. Is if you're a U.S. citizen, then just say you're a U.S. citizen, and that way they'll just show your ID or something, Illinois or whatever, and then they'll let you go. Just can you comment on that? Because I have a specific example on why you're saying just stay
Yeah,
silent.
I've also heard both. Do you guys have any answers for that?
So, the advice I've been giving, if you're a U.S. citizen or a green card holder and you have a picture of the document, so I wouldn't give them my actual green card. I would not give them my physical green card. I wouldn't give them my physical passport. If you have a photo that you can show them, I don't think that there's a ton of harm in doing that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think saying that you're a citizen is an important thing, and you're not giving away any false information or anything like that. I think that what I have observed so far is that even when you say that you're a citizen, they take you.
Yeah.
Like they took 2 white citizens in front of my face on Lawrence and Ketsy. Like there was 2 men who were white and were citizens. They said it multiple times, I am a citizen, and they took them. They
Yeah.
had to release them later. But they're not even trying to see your, like, you can even offer to show them proof, and what I have seen is that they don't even care to see it. They feel like they have the power to take you, and they take you. And that's wild to me. I wanted to say Caitlin Brady is here. She is from our Senator Graciela Guzman's office. She is doing a lot of work with the rapid response as well. The senator has been super engaged in creating all of the systems with us, so this is also an ally that is part of our network of electeds that is helping us support people in this moment. If you need anything from the senator's office, you can definitely talk to Caitlin.
Thank you for being here. This is a good segue into what happens if you get detained. So yes, so to answer the question, so the reason I say I'm not talking to you without a lawyer is in case they go away. Sometimes it depends on who the officer is. Sometimes they're like, oh shoot, this person knows what they're saying. They're not gonna talk to me. I'm just gonna go on to the next person or the next, Sometimes that's not enough, right? The other risk, so it's okay to say I'm a citizen, but be careful, because the other risk is then they start asking you more questions. How long have you been a citizen? Were you born here? Were you on green card before? Where do you live? Is this your address? It's written on your ID. That's the scary part. So that's why even if you say I'm a citizen, let me go, don't offer any more follow-up information. And the risk with talking to them at all is that when you talk to them, even just opening your mouth gives them, they'll see a little bit and they'll try to pull for more information. So that's why so either is fine. But with the second one, if you say you're a citizen, that there's a risk. One risk, they won't even believe you anyway. They don't even let you show them your ID or their card, right? If you can though, then that's fine. But be very careful, because they're gonna take that one thing and they're gonna say, oh, okay, cool, yeah, now that you're a citizen, so don't worry, you're not in trouble, help us find this other person. They start recruiting your help, right? Don't help ICE, okay? In case does anyone here, nowadays, we don't have phone numbers memorized. Remember before we used to have phone numbers memorized? We don't have phone numbers memorized anymore. So one tip is that you take one phone number to memorize, okay? Somebody who is a household member, someone in your family that lives at home, or you can memorize this hotline number. Because sometimes if they detain you, they will take your phone, and now I can't look through my contacts to see who to call. Right? So you want to memorize a phone number. Now, hopefully this will be in your wallet and you'll have it, but what if they don't let you look in your wallet? What if they take your wallet? What if you don't have your wallet with you because you're taking a walk around the block and you didn't need your wallet, right? So you want to memorize this phone number if you can, okay? If you are arrested or detained, so the first thing is stay silent. Sometimes when we feel anxiety, we speak a lot, right? It's normal, it's okay. But be careful, be aware of that, right? You don't want to start speaking just because you're feeling anxious. You want to stay silent, okay? You want to request a lawyer. You say, I'm not talking, even if you are in handcuffs, even if you are detained, you want to say, I'm not talking to you unless and until I have a lawyer. My lawyer can talk to you. I'm not talking to you, okay? You will you find out who arrested you, their name, their number, badge number. Okay, or the officer number, whatever they're called. Notify the consulate and a lawyer, okay? Don't sign anything. Please do not sign anything, okay? There are some forms, some people are signing things that say that they are basically volunteering to be deported. But ICE officers are sometimes lying to you about what you're signing. They're saying, no, this just means that you can leave this jail or this office right now. You can leave. You're free to go if you sign this. You're free to go for like a day until you get deported because you just volunteered to get deported. Don't sign anything, okay, at all. Have a lawyer look at it first, even if that means that I'm going to sit here for 3 more hours. Even if that's what it takes, and that's what it takes. But please don't sign anything, okay? It's very dangerous to sign stuff. Family safety planning. You can give your people in your family this information. If you live with more people in your house, if you're a part of an Islamic school, a Sunday school, a halakha class, a madrasa, whatever, you give them this information. Okay, if you work with people who are immigrants or people of color, especially, even if they're US citizens, like we said, this is really important for everybody to know right now in Chicago. Okay, there's been a lot of raids recently. At Broadview, there's protests every single day, including right now in this moment. So it's a whole city problem right now that we're having, okay? You want, ideally, in a perfect world, you also will give somebody your information. So what I recommend, I have 2 friends that are very close friends of mine. They're not, they're green card holders. They're not citizens, but they're green card holders. I told them, send me a text message with the following information. Your full legal name as it appears on your passport, because sometimes they have a middle name and stuff like that. We think we know their full name, but sometimes we don't. Give me your date of birth exactly as it appears on your ID. Sometimes we have 2 birthdays, right? Sometimes we have a real birthday and the birthday on our ID, and they're 2 different things because of whatever, different reasons. Give them the legal birth date as it appears on your ID or passport, maybe even a picture of your passport or a picture of your green card, the LPR, legal permanent resident card, a picture of that, okay? If there are any guardianship documents, anything like that, if anyone has a power of attorney, if anyone has a guardianship document like that, then you give that as well. And if you have, let's say you have a family member who you believe will be able to help you if you get arrested, give someone else that family member's contact information too. Okay, just like sometimes in our house we give our spare keys to a couple people just in case something happens, just like that. You just write down this information on a notebook, take a picture of it, and send it to a few people, maybe 1 or 2 people that you trust, okay? But that will also help you in case anything happens, God forbid, okay? Documentations, so any legal documents, medical records, school records, these are important to have as well, okay? Maybe save them all in a folder. You probably already have them somewhere, okay? So the first thing is you do have basic rights no matter your status. ICE activity does not take away your right to your constitutional rights to free speech. Free speech also means your right to stay silent. Interesting, right? So your right to speech, my right to say something is equally important as my right to not say something. That is under the right of free speech. You have the right to remain silent if you would like, and here it's very powerful, okay? You have rights no matter what your status is. Even if you are undocumented, even if you overstayed your last visa, even if you've committed crimes, you have certain specific rights, which you should enforce. Now's the time to enforce them. Be informed, so you're doing that right now, great job. Stay calm if anything happens, okay? So it's very hard, I know. Of course, if something happens, we're gonna feel anxious, right? But let them think at least that we're calm, at least pretend to be calm, if you can't really be calm, right? Couple deep breaths and staying silent. And as we prepare for this, we are more empowered now. Now that you have this information, now that you can give more of these to other people in your house and stuff like that, put it on your door, whatever it takes, now you have more empowerment about your rights, right? The CAIR-Chicago office we do a lot of talks like this. I don't work at CAIR, but we work with CAIR, Muslim Bar Association, Illinois and Chicago attorneys. We're working with CAIR right now to do these. So if there's a certain school or a certain masjid, a different one, or a certain community center that you want CAIR or us to come and present this at to tell more people, then we're happy to do that, okay? CAIR also has a website called cairchicago.org/protecting your rights. Okay, and so there's a lot of information we're giving you, a lot of resources, but we'll give you these handouts so that you can have them. There's also whistles, and remember, the 3 times quickly is for ICE is approaching, like if they're on the block over there. Now, if you see them detaining someone, taking somebody, arresting them, 1 time long, okay? Any questions? We're gonna do the questions together. Also, do you want to explain this? I don't know. Are these for the,
This is just like showing support.
okay.
Put it in your window, in your business.
Then they'll know that you know your rights and you've been informed by somebody, and they might get scared and leave you alone.
Maybe.
Maybe. We don't know. But hopefully.
Any questions?
The door hangers too is what we give out to stores and vendors, and so we just put on, or neighborhood, in the neighborhood, put on their door
Yeah.
too, so they.
Does anyone here need?
I want to say that.
Do you have one?
We're definitely doing,
Do you need one?
being directed at organizing people to watch out for ICE. So besides the rapid response network that we have that responds every time there is a
Do you
call,
want more?
we also have volunteers that goes around schools.
Yeah, good idea.
School in our ward, we have 12 schools in this ward, and every one of them is covered by a group of people that's posted in the perimeter of the schools every day in the morning and in the afternoon to watch out for ICE, so that principals know if ICE is closed, so that we know that the babies need to stay inside and that the parents cannot come if they are at risk, right? So we have been doing that work, and part of that work has also then become supporting events in the community. Like, for example, there is some event that somebody is doing and they are concerned because there's going to be a lot of undocumented people. It could be a food giveaway, it could be a toy drive, whatever it is. We are trying to get enough volunteers to watch out for ICE. So if there's ever an event that you're having that you're nervous about, that maybe the feds can show up at, please contact my office and we can coordinate so that you have support. You don't have to do these things alone. This is a very scary moment, but we are really trying to bring together the solidarity of a lot of people that want to take care of each other, that are available to do that, and we're trying to organize that solidarity so that we can all be protected. So if at any point you have an event that you're worried about, please contact our office or Graciela's office, and we can help support, okay?
I got two things for you. So part of being a member at this organization, we have two programs here that go on in the morning and in the evening. And there's a lot of parents, I'm going to be very upfront, that probably are undocumented or are on some international visa that have overstayed their visit. So in light of all of that, for example, ICE knocks on our door during school hours or the afternoon program, and say hypothetically, even if they don't knock on our door, they're in the parking lot waiting for somebody and they pull somebody. Now, something happens, God forbid, they come to the management of the organization and say, what do we do, what do we do, what do we do? You know, what the heck is going on? Why didn't you guys take any action? Obviously, we have very limited knowledge or access that when ICE will show up, if they show up, right? So if somebody turns to me or my counterparts here and say, okay, you guys have to do something, right? Because this happened when our son or daughter came to school during the day or the afternoon program, or on the weekend they came to play ball in the gym. You know, so besides our response would be, please stay calm, we'll get through this together. What do you guys suggest, either the CAIR side or our local?
The first thing that you need to do, because this is a private space, you need to put signs up saying this is a private space. And those signs need to be like on the doors and also on the parking lot. The parking lot is private too. It's private property.
So
they
just
cannot come
put the
in.
words private space.
Yes,
Private
private
property,
space. And
private-
we have those signs already that say what that have the language that it needs to have. So you're welcome to get, yes, yeah. And then you need to put them in the school because this is a private school, and you can put it in the doors of the mosque. You should have them visible because that will prevent them being able to come in, right? And if you are aware that they're in the area, you remind them, this is private property, you are not welcome here, you are not authorized to be here, period. And they have to comply with that, right? We cannot assure you that they are going to comply because what we have seen is a level of unhinged that they have been violating court orders. So we don't know if they will comply or not, but being prepared and trying to prevent them from doing that is our best shot. Once that happens, if they take somebody, and I'm gonna tell you right now, you are very close to Hibbard Elementary, Edison, and APMA, and you're also very close to Van Stuben. And there are people that are coming out every morning and every afternoon to watch for those schools, so we can actually post people closer to Makki as well, so that there is vigilance, right? So that it's on the radar. So you're pretty covered because there's a lot of people that are coming out morning and afternoon. If by any chance somebody gets taken, you can always contact our office and you can contact Graciela's office, and we will walk you through what can be done in order to find the person and in order to decide what are the supports that are going to be needed at that moment.
And you can, of course, contact CAIR-Chicago.
And you can definitely contact CAIR. Yeah.
Okay, in that video that you had suggested that if something happens, say for example, our principal took a video from the school of some child or parent getting detained, where should that video go? To who?
ICER, the attorney.
Oh, it's on here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if you call them and talk to them on the phone, saying this just happened, they'll tell you. Yeah, and then you can say, I have a video, and they'll tell you where to send it. Yeah, it might be the specific person you're talking to on the phone might have a different.
I missed that part, but in case somebody asks me later, hey, how's this program, when it happened, so I'm able to,
Yeah, no, that's a good question. There's a lot of information.
There is a sign I have seen on the library, city library here.
Yeah.
They put a notice. So do you have the kind of notice so we can put here?
Yeah, Rossana.
office has it.
Yeah.
You can arrange that something together.
Yeah, we will arrange for
The
that.
private property
I have
signs.
seen on this our library.
Yeah,
Notice that I cannot enter.
Yes.
sure.
We're trying to get them to every business in the community too. So I think it gives confidence to people, you know, it makes you feel more protected. I don't know if you saw, there's a video of Bovino from Customs and Border Patrol trying to go into an establishment in, I think it was Pilsener Little Village, trying to eat tacos,
Yeah,
and they kicked him out. They were like, this is private property, you cannot be here. It would be great for people to look at those videos because it also gives you the language of how
Yeah.
do you talk to them, and make them aware that they cannot just, you know, come into private property. If there's anything that they respect, private property.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't respect people, but private property they apparently love.
The other thing for the school hours too, if you want to get the hours that you generally have pick up and drop off to us in any special events, we use this thing, it's just Sign Up Genius. It's just like a, you know, an online platform where we can add your school and the hours. And if you have any special events that you want covered, you can let us know, we can add it in there. And when it goes out to our volunteer pool, your location and the hours will be on the list for folks to self-select.
If you want, Shabir, I can send you the link to that sign up. Because if there are people in the mosque that also want to volunteer to like watch every now and then, there is always space for people to volunteer, and we help each other, right? Like if there's people that are in the community that have maybe like a half an hour available and can watch out, it helps a lot. And then, you know, other people are also going to be there for you.
I think it's a good idea.
yeah.
Okay.
So I have a question. So how do we cover the parking lot? So Masjid area parking lot is the fence. How do we cover the parking lot for MBA? It's kind of wide open.
I see, it's open.
The private.
Maybe we have to put it on the.
You can put it on the gate.
There's somewhere to fix it.
You can put it on the
anyway.
gate, and then it would have to be laminated so that it's not, so that the rain doesn't mess it up.
There's no gate behind this building,
Yeah,
so
just
it's
this building. Masjid area covers the gate. We can shoot the
I
picture.
mean, if there's like a wall, or if you could
Yeah.
put, parking lot private, just across the.
Okay.
But we're not liable for anybody parking the alley. That's public property.
Yeah, they can be in the alley, but they cannot be in the parking lot.
Yeah, so, okay. We'll wait for their stuff.
Okay, good. All right.
Anybody else have questions? Before we forget, remember, this is our alderman for the area, Rossana Rodriguez.
I left some cards here if people.
Friend of the mosque for the day she got elected. Everybody, make sure you tell your family too. I will try to get her number and the
State senator.
state senator's
Gracias,
office, so we can register later on in our institution, our program.
Yeah, and feel free to always come to us with any questions that you might have after this. Like, we're here for you. The senator is also there for you, and all her staff. It's really wonderful people that are doing incredible work in this moment.